Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are going to be playing for August today. My August Plan With Me, and this month's theme is super fun. I'm not going to say it's my favorite because I say every single one is my favorite. But anyway, I'm super excited for this, so I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, give it a thumbs up and comment down below what you thought and what you guys' August themes are, and let's just get started. So this month's theme I actually thought about a lot. I actually planned what I wanted to do for this theme in like June, I think. I really have wanted to do this theme for a while, and this is like an oceany beach theme. And I promise I've been planning to do this for so long, like way before Amanda Rachel did her theme. So I'm not copying her, but I did get some inspiration from her spreads. So a lot of the inspiration I got for this came from Pinterest, including the picture of a lighthouse that I not really copied. I just kind of referred to and just checked it to make sure mine actually looked like a lighthouse and kind of similar to the one that I was using as a reference. So on this cover page, I drew a lighthouse and the normal red and white colors, and then there's sand and water around it. And on the other side, I put a water-related Bible verse. But for this voiceover, I feel like I got a lot of positive feedback from my June Plan With Me with the Rapunzel theme. And when I did the voiceover as like telling the backstory of Rapunzel, so it was a little bit of an interesting voiceover, and it wasn't like just normal telling you guys what I'm doing on the pages. So I decided to do something similar today. So today I am going to be reading a story. I believe it is a fairy tale, but it is related to sand. It's not hugely related to water and stuff like that, but I thought it related to sand, and there's a good amount of sand in this video and like theme, so I decided that this story would work. So I'm going to redo the story. It's called The Search for 2 Grains of Sand, and it's like kind of like a fairy tale. So yeah, I'm going to read that to you guys now, and I hope you guys enjoy it. So I'm going to start reading the story. It's called 2 Grains of Sand. And I just searched on Google like sand related fairy tales, and this is what came up. So I'm going to read this to you. So it happened that a great and hot desert wind sprang up from the west. The very skies were blackened with sand. The face of the sun was hidden from the world. A young traveler was making his way over the desert and knew not where to go and which way to turn. The sandstorm was so strong he could not even see the ears of his horse. He thought, "My only hope is to go in the direction of the wind. If I stop, the poisonous wind will burn my lungs, and my body will be covered by sand. If I go in any other direction, I will surely lose my way and die." So he covered his face with his headcloth and went with the direction of the wind. In time, his horse found a tower. At last, he thought, much relieved, "Here is shelter from the evil wind." So he and his horse entered the cool, dark shelter of the tower. He was brushing the sand from his eyes and hair when he heard a voice. It said, "Are you human? Or are you genie? Or are you one of the evil spirits of the wind?" The man, whose name was Ali, replied, "I am human. What are you?" Then before his eyes there arose a young woman, and her glance pierced the heart of Ali. She said, "I also am human, but I am lost in this storm. I was blown by the wind, and I don't know where to go for fear of the poison wind and the dread wind spirits flying in the sky." Ali said to the young woman, "Here we have shelter until the poison wind dies down. But tell me, what is your name?" The young woman answered, "As to my name, I shall tell you nothing concerning it. As for you, I must not talk or have conversation with you, since I am a maiden and you are a man." Ali greatly desired to learn the girl's name and to talk with her. He led her to the door of the tower and pointed to the howling clouds. He said, "The whole air is filled of sand, and there is no space in which there is not a particle of sand. The maiden said, "Yes, it is indeed so." Then Ali asked, "Does one grain of sand fear another grain of sand and avoid contact with it? Rather, the grains of sand have no fear from one another as they are blown about by the wind. You and I are but grains of sand blown together by the wind. We cannot fear one another, nor can we avoid one another, for this is our fate." The young woman saw that Ali spoke the truth. She said, "My name is Selma, and I am a daughter to Hussein." Ali and Selma spent the day in wholehearted conversation, while the storm blew with the greatest of furies. The hours passed by quickly, and it came about that Selma fell in love. They fell asleep, and when Ali woke up, the world was dark and Selma was gone. He rushed to the door of the tower and saw that the wind was still and that the storm had passed. When he tried to follow Selma's tracks in the sand, they were soon lost under fresh blown sand. Ali grieved, though he was not willing to weep. He worried. She is a daughter of the Arabs, but the Arabs are as numerous as the grains of the desert. Where, then, shall I find Selma, daughter of Hussein, amongst these millions? She did not tell me where she lived. 2 grains of sand may come together in a storm, but now they are parted. What shall bring them back together? Ali wandered throughout the land, questioning and searching for the young woman Selma. Such was his grief at her loss that he did not even stop to comb out his hair or cut his beard. He asked in every town and village, "Does Hussein live here, and has he a daughter, Selma?" Yet none answered him, and his men thought him mad, for they thought, "There are hundreds upon hundreds of men named Hussein, and hundreds upon hundreds of maidens named Selma. What can we know concerning the maiden he seeks?" Ali wandered from town to town and from tribe to tribe. He could do no work nor engage in any occupation, since he could only think of his lost love. Ali one day, as he wandered thin and weary on his horse, which had become so lean and hungry, the rain came to the world, and a river rose and burst over its banks. Ali and his horse came near drowning in the floods. Seeing a mound in the distance, he swam and plunged through the mud with his horse until he reached it. He fell forward with his lungs near filled with water and his stomach faint from lack of food. He was near to death by the mound, but the young woman plunged into the water and saved him and his horse. Imagine Ali's amazement to realize that the maiden who had saved him was none other than Selma. She looked into Ali's face. She smiled and said, "When 2 grains of sand are blown together by the wind will blow them apart. But when 2 grains of sand find one another again, they shall stay together forever and ever, nor do they ever part." Well, that was an interesting story, don't you think? I feel like these voiceovers are so fun to make. Like, I find an amazing story and I read it to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoy them. Like, if you do, let me know, and I will keep doing them, because I definitely find them fun. I used a lot of different stationery for this setup, but mainly I used a couple Crayola Supertips, a few like Tombow dual brush pens. I used Sakura Pigma Microns for like the black fine liner. I used a Mildliner for like the anchor that you just saw me use. I think that's pretty much it. So hopefully I'll be able to find all of the stationery and link it down below so you guys can purchase any stationery that you see me using. And the color of the sand is a Tombow dual brush pen. And the color, I will put down the code in the description, like for the color. So if you guys want it, I think somehow you can get just that one color if you want. I'm not sure if that's true. Don't take my word for that. But if you want just that specific color, I will put the code down below and you can find a set that has that specific color. My mood and habit trackers for this month are very, very simple. I just kind of am doing a line graph for both of them. So yeah, pretty simple. I just wrote the date, like number out at the top, and then down the side I wrote like the habit or like the mood, and then I'll just put a dot on whatever mood or habit that I did that day. And then like for the mood tracker, I will probably connect the lines throughout the month. But for the habit tracker, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to leave them as dots. And then at the bottom of the page, of course, I had sand. What a shock. Something unique that I put at the bottom of this page is a little like bottle. You know how in like movies or whatever they have the bottle with like a piece of paper in them that they like make float on the water and then someone finds it on the beach eventually? That's kind of what I did here. I just put a bottle with like a map inside of it, and I thought it was super cute. I did this a couple times throughout the setup. I just like loved it so much. This next page is a new page that I've never done before, and this is like a hygiene checklist. I haven't seen anyone else doing it, but I thought it would be kind of fun, a way to organize like what I have to do. Like I'll put like if I need to paint my nails or whatever, like not exactly like super duper necessary things, but like fun things to make me like feel, better about myself and stuff. And then at the corner of this page, I decided to do something fun, and honestly, I can't decide whether or not I like it, but it's supposed to be like a map, like how the bottle was in the previous page. Well, this is like the map that was in it, and it's supposed to be like, it's supposed to kind of look like North America, but it really doesn't. My mom said it looked like a turtle, and it does, but it's supposed to be like, a map, and then the X on there like marks the spot or whatever. It's kind of cute. I don't know how I feel about it. Maybe I'll try this again like later in the month and do it better, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But let me guys know if you like this or if you think like I should make any changes if I do try it again. Last but not least is my first week's like spread to plan out like my tasks and stuff for August 2nd to 8th. I just did kind of a vertical layout with, I don't know, just vertical boxes. I did 6 boxes, and then the last box I divided into 2 for Saturday and Sunday, since I'm not really as busy on the weekends. And then at the bottom, I did a little title that says August 2 to 8, and then I did sand at the bottom. See, I did do another bottle at the bottom of this page, and I think this one turned out so much cuter than the other one. For some reason, it's just like more symmetrical. But yeah, another bottle, some sand, just kind of pulled the whole spread together. here's the final flip through. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, if you did, go ahead and click that like button and comment down below what you guys' August themes are. And I hope I will see you next time. Bye.